A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Luke. When Jesus looked up, he saw some wealthy people putting their offerings into treasury, and noticed a poor widow putting in 2 small coins. He said, "I tell you truly, this poor widow put in more than all that the rest. For those others have all made offering from their surplus wealth, but she, from her poverty, has offered her whole livelihood." Have you ever given a gift and felt it wasn't much? Many of us wonder if our gifts and contribution are truly significant. How do we view generosity beyond quantity and recognition? Friends, today in our Gospel invites us to witness a new lens of rich meaning of generosity in the ordinary act of giving, as Jesus witnessed in the temple's treasury. In our Gospel today, we can identify false generosity and authentic generosity. Jesus looked up and saw many people fleeing their offerings into the trumpets. Here came the widow bringing her 2 lepta. Lepta in Jewish tradition was the smallest coin of all, or had no value at all. Thus, the widow's offering was only a small amount. Maybe the widow asked herself, "Is this enough and acceptable offering?" But Jesus lauds the generosity of the widow and does not outvalue it. False generosity, an act of giving with grudges and unwillingly, what is common in this situation, giving for the sake of prestige and validation, or recognition, and even self-display. And what is worse is giving a relief with picture and name, even the money is coming from the tax of the people. On the other hand, true generosity comes from faith and the spirit of sacrifice that it involves. As we can observe in the Gospel, the gift of rich people did not cost them. They handed out their surplus, but the widow's gift cost her. She gave out all she had to live on. She freely gave with sincere heart, meaning the widow offered something meaningful and genuine, reflecting a heart disposition embedded in empathy and abundance love. As Saint Teresa of Calcutta said, "You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving." Today, we celebrate the martyrdom of Saint Andrew Dunlop and companions. Saint Andrew was a Vietnamese Catholic priest known for his fervent preaching and simple moral life. His martyrdom embedded true sacrifice and faithfulness. He gave his life for the gospel, marked by humility and unwavering faith rather than prestige and recognition. As students, we may think our little time, attention, or emotional support is insignificant compared to what others can give. But remember, Jesus gave praise to the widow, because of what mattered most to God is not how much we give, but by the world's perspective, but the sincere heart and sacrifice, no matter how little we have. As students at this university, this gospel passage reminds us and encourages us to be authentic generous in our time and listening to our classmates or friends' problems, showing empathy, not sympathy, and sharing your talents in these universities and those around us. Skills in leadership should serve as servant leaders and resources, knowing that God appreciates the sacrifice we make, even if it seems small to others. Likewise, as students, we can offer what our best, not out of obligation, but a sincere offering to God. As Saint Teresa of the Child Jesus said, "It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving." As we sojourn, we must remember that our little matters, and we must live with authentic generosity and trust in God's providence. Be generous even when others are not, and even when it's difficult, unnoticed, and even costly. Because your Father in heaven, who sees you in secret, will reward you. It delights the heart of God. Our church father, Saint Ambrose, reminds us that true value of gift or generosity lies not in its amount, but in the disposition of the giver, exemplified by the poor widow who gave all she had.